Hello, everyone. Another episode of PTSD Self-Healing. I'm very honored to be with Roseline Salazar. I know many of you wonder why we are going to talk about combat PTSD, because I know a lot of you have heard this. One of the major causes for PTSD is being a veteran and the experience of fighting, violence, sexual abuse, and even seeing your friend dying. And that's not easy to digest. We're going to go deeper and talk about this topic with Rosalind. And we had another opportunity to talk pre-recorded last time, but she was not in a good situation. Now she's good, and I'm so happy to have her today live. Welcome to my show, Rosalind. I'm so excited to start this show with you.
Thank you, and it's an honor to be here with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, Rosalind, tell me about your story. What was your experience about PTSD? When do you realize that you have it, and how did you recover from it?
I was deployed to Afghanistan. I was an officer in the Air Force, the U.S. Air Force, and we deployed for a year with the Army. It was great. Training was okay. We learned the Army way. Once we got boots on ground, we got to our destination. I met my boss, my new boss, and I had a feeling that something wasn't right with him. It was a great 2 weeks, getting to know him, getting to know the team, and his behavior started to change. He started becoming possessive, and he was really obsessed with me. So the more I pulled away, the more he came after me. And not only was I being harassed by him, we were going out the wire, going on battlefield circulations, on supply runs, and we got attacked that night while we're asleep. We got ambushed, and it came to where I lost a brother, brother in arms. He was our first sergeant. He got his head blown off by a rocket propelled grenade. We call it RPG. So that was it. After being harassed, being attacked at night, going on all these runs, not knowing what would happen if we're going to make it home. I lost it. And I was brought to a close by FOB, the Forward Operating Base, to get evaluated psychologically, and I was moved, and I was diagnosed with PTSD.
So how long did you stay there in Army?
Well, we worked with the Army for a year, but after a month or two, my experience went bad, and then it just got worse. And 6 months later, I got moved to another camp. But we worked with the Army for a year.
Mm-hmm. I know it's so hard. And the impression of this is going to stay for a long time.
Yes.
And I just read your bio. It took you few years to pass that experience. So how did you start recovering from it? Did you have your kids those days, or
no?
No, okay, much easier then.
Well, I started my treatment back when I was in Afghanistan. I saw the psychologists and psychiatrists every 2 weeks. They medicated me. The reason why I didn't get to go home is because an investigation was launched against my boss. Um, so I got evaluated for harassment. I got evaluated for combat PTSD and just PTSD in general. Because at the time, being attacked, like I said, we didn't know whether we were coming home. When we were asleep at night, we just hear the rockets coming in, and we don't know where it was going to hit, where it's going to land. So we just don our gear and go to the bunker. But yeah, it was rough. It was really rough.
I know, especially for women, is tougher, right?
Oh
Because
yes.
women are very emotional, and seeing these scenes is so tough to recover. But you have a message of hope for people who actually involved in this situation. I know there are lots of veterans there, and they couldn't pass it, and they stay there for a long time, and it's not really good for them, and it's not good for their family, because their family have to deal with this, and they don't know how to react, how to help. So what is your recommendation for people and who are involved in this situation, and their families that they need to deal with it?
Well, I started therapy back when I was in Afghanistan. I continued therapy. It took me 11 years to be where I'm at today. Um, I had a therapist who never deployed, so I was kind of skeptical, but she had a lot of experience dealing with PTSD patients, and she was the perfect match for me. I had two before that, it didn't go well, but therapy first. But during my deployment, I did prayers. I prayed with my roommate. She she taught me to get through it versus how we are just told to get over it. So we prayed, and she had to go on leave because we have a 2 week rest and recovery. So she left, and I just prayed. I was alone. I prayed, I meditated, and then I continued my treatment. And then when we left Afghanistan, we went back to our base, and then I got stationed back at home in Hawaii. So I continued treatment there. And that's where I met my awesome therapist. She taught me more about mindfulness, breathing techniques, and to set goals. Because I had my daughter after we got to Hawaii, and I got medically retired because I wasn't psychologically fit for the military anymore, because I was diagnosed with PTSD. So
Mhm.
therapy, prayers, and setting goals.
I like that, because when you have PTSD, that's what happened to me. I didn't know that I have PTSD, because I had a very bad car accident, and robbed. My car was robbed, and I was hit by and threatened by knife point, and I was really upset. So everybody around me helped me to go through this, but nobody knows that deeply what's happening inside. And but goal setting is a great I mean great process to go through PTSD, because that's what I did as well. I changed my life forever. I immigrated to another country. I just want to be something new. So anything new can be distractive and can help you come out of this situation of PTSD, because you have to challenge with different things. If you are going to setting your goals, then you know that you have to focus on getting there. So you don't have time to go through your PTSD thinking about what happened to you, or all the depression, everything just go. So, did medication help you?
Yes, I was trialed on a lot. combination, and some of them worked, some of them didn't work. And then after maybe about 2 years, the combination that I have now actually works. Um, I wish I wasn't on it, but that's why I'm still getting therapy. I'm actually only going to therapy as needed, but towards the end, everything just worked out with the therapy, with medication. And that's when I started setting goals and doing it. My goal was to write a book. My goal it was,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, and it took me only 11 years, well 10 years last year. But there was a time when I was so depressed, I didn't know what to do with my life. And I got sick and tired of feeling that way. So one day I woke up like, I'm going to go back to school. And then the book idea, when I was just ready to do it, was last year. And I wrote my book in less than 3 months, got it
Wow.
published.
And show it to us.
My book is right here.
A smooth transition after the military. Yeah, love it.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your book.
Thank you. Thank
Actually,
you.
journaling is one of the way I always recommend
Very
to
sorry.
my to my client,
Yes.
because that's the way you can put everything on the surface, and it helps you combat with whatever you have inside, all of the conflicts, because you have to confront your fears, your anxiety, and your past memories.
Yes.
So are you doing a PTSD coaching right now as well?
I'm just starting out. I'm just starting out doing coaching, getting everything set up, trying to market my book as well. But I would like to get more clients. At the same time, I'm still learning the ropes and trying to market the book.
That's kind of goal setting. It can
Yes.
help you. Yeah. I like this process. Like, it's amazing because you have to focus on something new, and that's amazing. So tell me about your book.
My book, I had a journal. I did a journal, and my book is a product of my journal. Um, I introduced myself, I gave my story, and each chapter was about what I did to recover. Um, I explained what was in the book, my prayers, my mindfulness treatment, my therapy, meditation, and each chapter went deep into how I meditated, how many times a day I prayed, and even went to as much as how much medication I took, and the people that I thanked, and the rest of my goal was to help other females.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What do you recommend to people who are confronting triggers? What do you have to do when you're confronting triggers?
Well, when I get triggered, because I still do, I distract myself. One thing I learned was when I'm really triggered to get like drink something cold or eat something hot to really get my mind, like shock me. So, but yeah, triggers are not good. Like when I see a soda can on the side of the road, it makes me think about a bomb that will go off in Afghanistan. Or if I see like a box, like even outside of my door, because that's how we knew that we were going to get bombed or attacked, because they would leave things on the side of the road, even like the big delivery trucks. We were told that there were bombs hidden inside. And when we went over, that's when it sensed that there was weight coming over, rolling over, and it went off. And so I still get triggered, but I learned how to control it. Like
So how do you control it?
I think, I live in the present. I tell myself, I'm no longer in Afghanistan. This is Hawaii. chances are it's not going to happen in Hawaii. That's how I control it.
You are in the best place. Beautiful place, and you have a lot of blessing right now, especially during this COVID situation. Yeah.
Yeah, it took me a while. And, with the support of my family, talking to other veterans, sharing stories, it made me feel better knowing that I'm not alone. And my sharing my experience and how I dealt with it, it helped them as well.
So yeah, I see one of the best situation. I mean, one of the best solution to PTSD is finding people who are dealing with the same thing, but they are in a recovery mode. So it helps you to feel that you're not alone. And if you see somebody who already recovered, so you feel better and say, oh, I can be recovered too. So it's good to have that positive support group, which I totally agree, because it really helps. And praying for some people that really believe in it, it really helps because it's from heart. And sometimes Christians get together, pray together, and it's like a supporting group, something from the heart. It really helps.
Yes. And
Yes.
there are people who don't believe in prayers. In group, in our support group, when they don't believe in prayers, we tell them that if you want to be happy, it's a choice. You're gonna wanna have to be happy. You have to set a goal, or you're just gonna stay stuck. So that's how we deal with um, those who don't believe in prayers.
So let's say when you get back there and you have your baby, I know having a baby is a big distraction.
Yes.
Yes. Did it help you to recover?
Well, it's a different type of challenge. So I didn't have time to get mad. I didn't have time to get triggered. She was my she was a blessing, because if it wasn't for her, I think I would have been more suicidal. But now I had a purpose to live. There's another life depend on me. So she was definitely a blessing.
Beautiful. So let me just summarize what you say. You recommend people to go to support group, get the therapist or coach as a PTSD coach, and you also recommend mindfulness, yoga, meditation, praying, whatever you feel peace inside. Because healing starts when you feel peaceful, right?
Yes.
And then other things is distraction, whatever distract you from your current situation, especially when you are triggered. Let's say when you are triggered with truck, or you think that there are hidden bombs there, then you try to stay in present and enjoy where you are at peace, you're not there anymore, that season passed in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you recommend.
Yes.
So do you have any, okay, go ahead.
No, just a hobby. Get
Yeah.
a hobby to yes, distract yourself. Something you enjoy doing, because that's what helped me too. Is journaling,
Yes,
going
journaling
out
is
and
good.
taking pictures, becoming a photographer.
Yeah, I see. And I know a lot of PTSD survivor using journaling. And also, I've heard one of them, like few of them, actually, I talked to them and they had animals at home.
Oh
Like,
yes, service
okay,
animals. That's right. That's
yeah.
exactly right. Yes.
Do you have animals?
No, I'm in the process of getting one, a comfort
Yeah.
animal, and possibly just a service animal to help me with my vision. So to help me lead, because I have a partial glaucoma, where I don't have peripheral vision, so I can't
Uh-huh.
see things on my side. So
Uh-huh.
that's why I need an animal to help me guide the way.
Okay, yeah, animals, especially dogs, are nice. They are really helpful.
Yeah.
Do you have any? I can. I'm gonna actually show your website there. What do you have in your website?
My website advertises what services and tries to. The intent is to let people know that there is life after the military, that they can live the fullest. I went really, I hit rock bottom, was suicidal, but having my daughter gave me life, and journaling and wanting to write a book about my experiences send out a message to those who think they have no way out. So that was the purpose of my book and my hobby.
Beautiful. Can you show me your book again?
Yes, it's right here.
Yeah, making a smooth transition after the military. Create yourself a I cannot
Bring yourself
wonderful
to-
civilian life. Beautiful
Yes,
cover.
yes. Wait, I'm going to readjust my light here. There.
Beautiful. So, Rosalind, do you have any other words to say to whoever, not only with the combat PTSD, any kind of PTSD, fighting with this PTSD?
Yes, I'm also a victim of military trauma, military sexual trauma,
Mhm.
MST, and also child abuse. Um, my my advice is use your experience to help others. Um, Praise them, give them tips, like how I was given the prayers and meditation, because I didn't do any of that prior to my experiences. I didn't. I used to think that therapy was a joke, but yeah, and I just went because I was told to. It was a requirement for military people to get therapy. But after a while, it actually helps. So I was able to write my book, get back on track with life, and be happy. Now I'm able to take my daughter out. I have a son as well. I take them out and play in the snow. We took them to the mall. I couldn't do any of that, and I just thought I would be unhappy forever. But the goals, and you have to achieve your goals. You gotta want to do it.
Yes, thank you so much, Rosaline. We really learned so many things today from you. Setting goals after PTSD is one of the best things can help you. Support group and also journaling, having a hobby, any distraction that help you go through it and live your life in present. There is a life after PTSD and you don't need to stuck there. You should you gotta be blessed with many other things in your life and life continues.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. And I wish you the best for your book and for other goals.
Thank you for having me. Thank
Yeah.
you, everyone.